Welcome to Ogo Data Analysis. In today's lesson, we want to look at formulas used in Excel. So mostly we shall look at sum. The next formula is sum ifs. Then we shall look at maximum. How do you find the minimum given a given data? How do you find the average? Then the average if. Then how do you align given labels left and right? We shall also look at how do you concatenate, finding the lower, upper, and even the proper. How do you round? We have round. How do you round up? And how do you round down? So welcome. Let us now begin. Now on the worksheet, we have on the columns, we have the products. The first column is the product. We have category. We have self-representative, first name, self-representative, second name. We have the city. We have the number of units, the price, and then the amount. Now we want to look at how do we sum up when you want to add. Now for an instance, I want to find the total amount of all these products. So I've done one of it. So there are two ways. The first one is whereby you click on equal sign and then the word sum, you double click, there it is. I can select the order of the column I and then click enter. So you get the sum of the amount. Alternative 2, you can click on equal sign and then sum, you double click and then you select the column of amount like that. Then you click enter. So you get the same amount like this. So another one is if you want to sum up this, so you can select the number of units. You can select the whole of the column like that, and then you click enter, or you can click equal sign, then sum, double click, and then you select the column of number of units like that. Then you click enter in the keyboard. So you get the sum of total amount or the number of units. I've just done two. Then how do you use sum if? I've done one here. Look at this. Sum if. So you can see here what the use of sum if. So we sum if, you use the sum if function for the sum of values in a range that meet the criteria that you specify. So you must be specific. So first we select the range, which I've selected. This is the range in the amount column, and then what you want. That is under category. Categories, we have accessories, we have electronics. Now you specify which one. You see now, when I want to sum if, I want only to look at electronics only. That's a condition. So another example is if you want to sum if you are looking at the amount, and you're looking at Nairobi, and then you are looking at this F2 to F51, the last one. Then specifically you are looking at Nairobi city because we have other cities. And then we have, what are you comparing with? Is the amount. And then you click enter. So it will sound for you the total amount. So we can do the next one. Create if sum, if you double click. Now I want to look at the city, and then you put a comma, and then I want to look at specifically, I want to look at Nakuru. You type in Nakuru, send, like that, and then you put a comma, and then what are you comparing again with? I'm comparing it with amount, and then you close, then you click enter. So you see, this one gives you the total amount specifically in which city, in Nakuru city. So sum up, you only sum up for Nakuru. Then we go to sum if. Sum if, sum ifs here. You also look at the range. Like now here I'm looking at the categories, and specifically I'm looking at electronics, and then I sum up the electronics, so the amount of electronics. So this one also applies to conditional, so you can select as many as you want. I've done 2. So we have, you can also take the amount but in Nairobi city, so you sum up. So we have learned how to sum, how to use sum if, and how to use sum ifs. So the next one we want to learn is how to count. So in counting, we have 3. There are 3 of them. We have counts. No, there are 4. We have count, count if, count ifs, and counter. Now count, let's begin with count. Count is used to count the number of cells in a range. So for an instance, we have this, we want to count, we get the sum of the number of cells in the price column here. So the number is 45. So how do you go about this? So you first click equal sign, count, and then you select what you want to sum up. If it's price, you select price, equal sign, and then the word count. You double click, and then you select price, then click enter. There it comes, the number of cells in that column. So if you want the number of, let's click again, equal sign, count, double click. Now I want to select up to here. You can select that and then click enter. You see now that's say the number of cells are just 17, the ones we only selected. So next is count if. This one comes with a condition. You must give a condition. So you must give the range and the criteria. For instance, you want to sum, you want to count the number of cells or items from, in this case, we have F2 as the number of units in specifically in Nairobi. So you give the condition. So here you want to look at specifically Nairobi. So the condition is specifically choose Nairobi. So that's how you get it. Same to this, you equal count if you want to get the price from G2 from this row here up to the last one. So how many are they? But specifically, if they are more than 10, you see specifically here, if it's greater than 10, we have 3, 15, 10, 5, 2, 4, 20. So it only counts for only those ones which are greater than 20. And then you click enter. So for those that are greater than 20 or greater than 10 are only 17. And this is another case here. We have, you want to count if, you want to look at categories, and specifically we are looking at laptops. Laptops. So count. Then you click enter. So you get it is 5. So there's something you must notice here. If you want to enter the number, it must be written like this. So and then click enter. So the next one is count ifs. Count ifs. It counts the number of cells that meet multiple conditions. So at the same time. So you see, here we are looking at the condition. Here we are looking at electronics, and we are looking at the place is Nairobi. Nairobi now become the city, and we are looking at category of electronics. So you click on equal sign count ifs, then you select what you need, that is the criteria, and then also you select the number of units specifically in Nairobi, and then you click enter. That gives you the total to be 10. The next one is counter. It counts all the non-empty cells. This one counts the non-empty cells. For instance, we want to count. So you click on counter. This one is counter. Then this one we are looking at I. That means You can change this one to be G. Let's count this one to be G. From G, I want to look at price to the last one. So this is G2 to G51. I click enter. So it counts for you the number of non-empty. Alternatively, you can click equal signs, click on counter, double click, and then let's look at the column for H. We want to look at the number of non-empty cells up to that level, and then click enter. So it is 45. So what if I select the same, I create equal signs, counter, and then I want now to select one extra outside, so up to here. So the one which are not filled are 3. Then I click enter. So what do you get? You still get 45. So it counts all non-empty cells. In other words, we are saying the number of cells that are filled up with the data. So that's what it only counts. So this is how we use count if, counter. The next one you want to look at maximum. So how do you find maximum? So let's look at maybe the price. Want to know the highest price, so you click equal signs, then you click on max, you double click, and then I want to select zero of this. This column contains amount, then I click enter. Now we have this one. This means there's not enough space, so I can select this. You click on format, auto fit the window. So it gives you the maximum is 325,000. So that's the maximum. Another way you can do this is let me select the data, select like this. I think this is the most correct way. Then click enter. So what's the maximum here? The maximum is 65,000. Yeah, this is the correct way. So if it's this one, I want to do the next one. Equal sign, max. I want to select this data here. I want to know what is the maximum amount. 325,000. Is that true? Yeah, it's here. 325,000. So let's look at the minimum. You press equal sign, click on mini, double click, and then you select I want to look at the minimum amount. Then you click enter. Then you select this so that the minimum is 12,000. I want to know the minimum number of units. Then now I select the number of units like that, then you click enter. The minimum is 1. Actually, it's true, we have 1. The next is average. How do we find the average? So the average, this is the way, is the same as finding the mean. So you click equal sign, you type in the word average, double click on it. I want to find the average number of units. You select the number of units and then click enter. So this gives me the average. That's what you get. This is the average. So I'll show you how to fit this. I have that lesson. I'll show you how to round off if you have such. Then next is you find the average if. Average if is the average condition if is it met. So like if you look at we want to look at electronics. So you type in equal sign average if, you select the column for category or the column which you wish, and then you type in the criteria. I want to look at specifically electronics, and then you select on amount. So it will give you the average specifically for electronics. So this one you can also look at equal sign. Then you can say average if, and then I want to look at still its category. You select that. Specific, you put a comma. Specifically, I want to look at accessories. And then you type in like that. You put a comma, and then you give look also the price. There's no problem. The price. Then you click enter. So it gives the average for accessories. This is the average. That's how you use average if. Then you can also use and look at average equal and look average if. Now I want to look specifically for now set representative. I want to look at John specifically. I select that. I've given the range. I put a comma. Then you say I want to look at who? I want to look at John. Then you close. Then you put a comma. And then look at John. How much did John get? Specifically, I'm looking at John. I click enter. So the average for John, I specify. So this is how we use the average if. So we get for John had 148,458.333. So now next we want to use how we use left and right. So let's begin with left. Left return the specified number of characters from the start of from the start of a given text. So how do you use it? You click equal sign, you type in the left, then you double click, then you select. I want to look at this one. No, all category. I select the all categories like that. Then I put comma. How many wording do I want? I want 3. I click enter. So In category, if I select downwards, each will show the first three letters. So that's on the left. So I've selected the first three letters to present each category. Then right is used to return number of characters from the end. Now the end of the character. Now like this we have electronic now and are these on the right. So how do you select it? You click over sign, then you type in the word right, you double click, then you select. Let me use the same one. Categories, I can select that. So you must put in how many do you need. I can need let me use the same 3. Then click enter. So I see this is for electronics. Then you click a plus, then you drag down to fill the whole column like that. So it gives you the last 3 characters of that letter, like now electronics. So the first 3 are on the left, the last 3 are on the right. So that's how you use left and right. The next one is concatenates. So how do you use this one? This one joins 2 or more texts so that it comes one. Like now we have John Kamau. So I can combine this one to be one name, like John Kamau. So this is how you write it, John Kamau. So like now you write equal sign, then concatenates, then you double click, then you select the 2 names which you want to join. So the first one, you select John, then you put comma, and then open the closing parenthesis, same to D2, and then you click enter. You get John Kamau. So then if you select downwards, so all the names will be combined. We have Mary Achieng, we have Peter Mwangi, like that. Same to electronics. That's the same thing you do. I want to do one. I want to join Nairobi and number of units. So you put equal signs. You click in concatenates. Double click onto. I select Nairobi. Put a comma. Close marks. And then I open the close marks. I put a comma. I select the next one, which is the number of units. I click enter. So you see, I have the city against the number of units. So you see, I've combined the 2 columns into one. So if I select that downwards, so you'll have each city with the number of units. I can format this to fit in a column in order to fit well. So this is how you use it. I can also combine electronics with the number of units. I can also use laptop with the number of units like that. So that's how we use concatenate. It's used to join two or more texts so that you form one. So the next one we want to look at is lower, proper, and upper. So lower it means lower, all letters will be in what, in lowercase. In lowercase. So for an example, you click equal sign, click lower, double click, and Mwangi to be in lowercase. Then I click enter. You see Mwangi, the name Mwangi will be in lowercase. And then if I want all these one to be in lowercase, I can just select like this. So all cells represent the first name. No, second name. This is the second name would be in lowercase. Now uppercase. Uppercase is used to write all letters in uppercase or in capital letters. So equal sign, you type in upper, double click, and then I want to use this one. I want it, or I can use this one, uppercase. I click enter, and then I can select all this using a plus. I drag downwards. That mark, then I'll have the names in upper case. Now, what is the use for proper? Now, proper here, it capitalizes first letter for each one. That's only the first letter. Now like these ones, I want them be in capital letters. So what do I do? Let me erase this. So I type equal sign, proper. I double click on it, and then I select come out, and I click enter. So come out, the first letter will be in capital letter. Then I select all, I drag down like this. So all this column J, all the names here, each name will be in capital. The first letter will be in capital letter. So proper is used to capitalize first letter of each letter which you have been given. So that's how we use it. The next is rounding. So suppose we have found the average, which we did. You have found the average using if, and then we have come up with this figure here. How do you round off this one? You can round off the one decimal place, whole number. How do you use it in Excel? So let's begin with rounding off. So you type in round, and this is you select the data which you want to round, and then to how many decimal places, the number of digits. In this case is 0. This is what you get. I said this one, you click in and then you click out round, double click, and you select the data, you put comma. Now I want it to round off to 1 decimal place. Click enter. Still you get it like this. Then next is round up. So you click on round up, and then you select the data, and then the number of digits. Like here there are 3. So how do you do that? I've said you place equal sign, you type in the word round up, double click, and then you select the data which you want to round up. Then if you want it to 3 decimal place, you press 3 and click enter. You have rounded up. It was 5 6, now it's 5 7. This is now to 3 decimal place to be 5 6. The last one was 5, now up. It means you go the next, so it will be 6, not 5. Now next round down. Now round down, you you click equal signs and you type in the word round down. You select out the number about the data which you want to round down, and then to how many decimal places. Like the one I've said equal sign, then you click on round down, double click, select on the data, round down to 2 decimal places down. You see this is 5 and this is 6. So to 2, those are 2. 5, yes, 5, it should be now 5 7, but because we are rounding down, it returns 5 6, like this. So this is how we use round up, and round down. So in summary, in this lesson, we have learned how to sum up using sum if, and sum ifs. We have seen how to use count if, and counter. We have also found the minimum, maximum. We have found the average. We have also found the average if. We have also seen how you use the left and right to choose left to choose the first 3 characters, right to choose the last 3 characters to present a given labels. Then we have looked at how you use concatenates, which is we have said is used to combine 2 wording together. Like we have seen how you combine the first name for self representative and the first name of the second representative into 1 column. That's what we have done. We also looked at how to format into lower, upper cases, and even proper cases. We also seen on how to round off, Google data analysis, that's rounding. For more Excel, data analysis, and research tutorials. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video. Remember to watch the playlist. The link that I put in the description below. Bye.